And welcome back, everyone. I'm Tyler Boronski. Welcome to my YouTube channel, TBL's 512, home for your top interviews with professional athletes and celebrities. If you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you. Thanks for clicking on the channel. And then if you're a returner, you'll notice the format's a little different, transitioning from the in-person interviews in the Atlantic League in Connecticut to some web interviews for now in Orlando while I'm here for college. So today we have a really special guest joining us all the way from Sussex County. His team's playing in the playoffs tonight in the Can-Am League playoffs. They're the number one seed. It's Quebec Capitals pitcher Arik Sikula. Arik, how are you doing today, brother?
Hey, great. Just getting ready for this playoff series here in Sussex. Having a good time. Got a little rain out yesterday. Went to the mall with the boys, so vibes are feeling good and having a good time. Ready to go.
That's awesome. Now you're in your 7th year of pro ball. Majority of that time with the BlueJays. Does it feel like it's been 7 years, man, for you? It's a long time.
Yeah, I was actually just reminiscing on that yesterday. It's crazy that it goes so fast, and just having. I think it's cool. I have 7 baseball cards. I always as a kid wanted 1 baseball card. I thought that would have been cool. And then I think I have 7 professionally, and then other summer leagues, and it's just. It flies by, and we just had a teammate that got his 1,000th strikeout this year, and he's been playing for 15 years. It's his 16th season, so it just kind of, and I think I've been playing a long time, but I can't even imagine. He got his 1,000th strikeout, and I'm at about, actually I know I'm at 398, so I've got 602 more to go to get that.
You'll get there, man. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I want to ask you about your early years a little bit. You went to high school and you played collegiate ball in West Virginia at Hurricane High School and Marshall University, respectively. Just can you take the viewers in on what type of player you were maybe growing up? Were you always one of the better players, or did you not realize till later on you're pretty good? And just at what point did you feel that maybe pro ball was a reality for you as well?
Oh man, that's a lot of questions that could take a long time, but I'll go somewhat short here. When I moved from California to West Virginia, when I was 12, I went from being a pretty good player to the best player in West Virginia. I felt like on every team I went to, I was pretty good, and I knew that there was something that I knew I was going to play in high school. I guess I was always my thought, like, I could, I think I could make the high school team. And then, I was kind of upset I wasn't playing varsity as much as a sophomore, but I still thought I was really good. Put in a lot of work. My summer team thought I was a good player, and then by my junior year, I thought I was really good. I thought I was the best player in the state, and I ended up being that year. And I was like, man, I think maybe I could probably play in college. And then had a good year, and then I think by my senior year, I was like, I think I could go to a D1 college. This is pretty awesome. So then after going to Marshall, I think so. I was always confident, but I don't think I had that ceiling of. In high school, I didn't know what pro ball was. I got a few letters, but I didn't really understand kind of how everything worked. I was never really introduced to that, so I didn't really know how it worked that well. Then moving forward into college, I didn't really think pro ball was too much of a realistic possibility for me because I think I was more of a smaller guy, and it just never really was a dream growing up. I think to do that. But I was always good, and I still thought I was the best player on my team in college. And then after maybe my senior year, even getting drafted, it's like, man, this is kind of crazy. I'll probably play a season or two. That's what usually happens to a couple guys, and then you get released. But then I just I don't know. I worked really hard. I kept trying to develop myself as a pitcher. And as an athlete, I think, and just as a student of the game. And I think that's helped me sustain a longer career than most.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love seeing that progression, realizing, oh, I'm good enough for high school. Now I'm good enough for college. Maybe I'm good enough to be a pro one day. That's awesome. So like you mentioned, you were drafted by Toronto in the 36th round of the 2011 Major League Draft. At that point in the draft, are you still actively following the draft online, or were you kind of just going about your day, and when you got the call from Toronto, oh, I'm getting drafted by them? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I definitely was a little excited for those days, and I knew that I was watching them, but I I was with my brother, and I said, I need to get out of the house. I need to go do something. Like, I can't just sit here and worry.
Yeah.
So we went and played tennis, and went, and I think we were working out whenever I got a couple calls from. It was actually one of my friends texted me and said, "Hey, congrats on going to the Cardinals." And I was like, "What?" I had no idea. I was like, "Oh, that okay." I hadn't got a call from anyone. But then I couldn't refresh Draft Tracker. I was like, I don't know what was going on. Then I got another text like 10 minutes later. It said, "Congrats, Toronto's like awesome." I was like, I had no idea what was going on.
Oh my god!
So it was kind of, yeah. And then I got a call from the area scout, and then we talked. So it was a interesting day. And but I was so happy, that just to get that opportunity. I never had that feeling again.
Sure.
In anything.
Wow.
It was a good feeling.
Yeah, that's funny. Your friend gave you some fake news.
Hashtag fake news. Yeah, can't have that.
Sure. So after you're drafted, I'm sure the Blue Jays, they sent you to participate in those like mini camp workouts before sending you to Bluefield. Do you remember what maybe the beginning of your pro career a little bit, just the adjustment of, wow, I'm playing baseball every single day now, and seeing these other competition as well. These guys are pretty good as well.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I tried to just treat it as much as like a summer ball, like it's just a game. Went out a lot, had good times everywhere in every city with all the friends. Just try to make good team chemistry and make friends everywhere you go, and just enjoy the moment. I thought everyone was really good, and everyone has such big talent at every level. It's not like there's a big difference in talent, but just the confidence that you see in a lot of the older guys, it's pretty special. And it's funny looking back at those times when I think everyone was trying to find their true character as a younger player. It was quite the experience looking back at it, and you could see the guys that were good right away, and that knew they were good, like the Kevin Pillars and the Roberto Osunas. So but it was still fun. Yeah, those first couple of years were a great time, and it was all just having a great time meeting people.
Yeah.
And finally being a professional.
Sure, definitely, very cool. Well, you moved up the ranks really quickly, going through Bluefield and then Vancouver, and then 2013 you joined the Lansing Lugnuts. Pretty much a breakout season for you that year. I'm looking at your baseball reference page right now. You went 6-1 with a 1.93 ERA in 50 games. Just what were some of the things maybe you could credit that success to, and just how much of a confidence builder was that for you in going into the offseason knowing, man, I'm pretty good at this. I could do this,
What do I credit? I would say I credit a persistent work ethic and the focus of when you're at the field to be working on something, be focusing on how you move, be focusing on how every throw you make. I think that really helped me over time. Just trying to learn my body a little more, how I move, and just being. I don't really go out there unfocused.
Sure.
It's just not. It's. I don't know. I like it. It's an art. It's a craft, and you want to put valuable time and effort into making yourself as good as you can. So I find that very challenging and fun at the same time. So I think that's what I credit a lot of it to. Just the passion towards the work.
Yeah, most definitely. And that successful.
Oh yeah. Those years. In Dunedin, those were fun years.
Yeah.
And even low A, those were good years. Even when the team wasn't so hot, my low A year, everyone had a great time.
Sure.
It's a fun environment.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Well, that success early on with the Blue Jays, I mean, that gave you an opportunity to play in the Arizona Fall League a little bit with the Mesa Solar Sox. But I always find the Fall League really kind of funny because the Fall League, that's some of the best competition probably at that point in your career you face, but there's like absolutely no fans in those Arizona Fall League games. So what is that like for you as a player, trying to throw your best stuff against some of the best competition you face, but there's not really anyone to appreciate, or you can feed off the energy from the fans. Kind of just what's that like?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of different emotions in the fall league. In 6 weeks, you go from like the most excited you've ever been to go play baseball. You get there, you feel so respected. They take your bags, they shine your shoes, every food, big league clubhouse. You feel like the man. You get out there, you're signing autographs, and you get into the game and no one's there. A lot of the games, it's you got to pump yourself back up and remind yourself, especially week 3, week 4, week 5, as it's concluding. These are important games. These are like the biggest games of my life. So you got to stay kind of locked in, because 6 weeks is not a short time. I mean, you get tired after a couple weeks there, and sometimes it feels without any fans. Some games are tough to play. I played a game. I definitely had a game. There were 10, 15 fans that I threw in a hot summer after on Halloween Day. Those aren't easy games to always to throw, but you have to find a way to mentally bring your best stuff.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, you moved up to AA New Hampshire in 2014, and you spent a little time there 2014 and 15 in the Eastern League. Would you say AA was the biggest jump from like in your affiliated pro career? Maybe not just competition-wise, but maybe stadium-wise and fan attendance and maybe fan interaction with maybe more people asking you for like autographs or pictures or something like that?
I guess that's usually what is said for most guys, but in my experience, going to Venezuela was the big difference. That was 10,000 fans every night and flying to different places. So for me personally, that was my biggest jump, but I know that most people say from high A to AA. Maybe talent-wise in affiliated ball, but then I still feel like there was a bigger jump from AA to the Venezuelan League. I felt the Venezuelan League was the best competition of baseball that I've played, and I thought it was definitely a notch above the AA level.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, the Venezuelan League, because you played for Caribas, which is a really good team. I know you played in winter leagues before in Puerto Rico, but they really say Venezuela and Dominican, those are like the top of the tier ones. Those roster spots aren't easy to get either. So, I mean, how were you able to secure one of those roster spots, maybe your connection, and like you talked about with the passion of the fans as well, just feeding off an energy like that, experience what the big league guys feel almost on a daily basis.
Yeah, that was quite the experience for me. To get the roster spot, I had really good numbers in affiliated ball that helped me. I led the 19 saves in low A, which a man in the BlueJays affiliated team had referred my name to the GM of one of the teams there. And I went in there and I pitched really well. And that year helped me. I ended up with a 2 ERA there, throwing the 8th inning of important ball games. And so that helped me, I think, land the next roster spot. They saw that I had good winter league numbers. And then I had 33 saves that year, leading the minor leagues. So I think that was definitely what helped me get a roster spot there. As I'm still trying to battle to get one now. I'm trying to. I want to play there again. That was a fun experience. So I'm still definitely trying to look to go there.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope you get one of those spots. That would be awesome. So after 2015, you and the Blue Jays, you guys parted ways. You're a free agent for the first time. Can you take me through what that process was like for you? Maybe not knowing where you're going to be playing next year, and just are you handling all the negotiations with teams, or do you have an agent helping you out with that as well?
Yeah, man, you ask a lot of good questions here that I could probably dive into different ones. I handled most of my negotiations. My agent would handle the money side of it. Whenever I'm talking to winter league teams or independent league teams, he usually deals with the money. But I deal a lot of the time with the finding of people. So that is that. But my agent helps me with all the advice on where I should go, and just life. He's like he's provided me a lot of help in my baseball career, and a lot of confidence as well, which he deserves a lot of my credit.
Sure, that's a good deal, man. That's good. So 2016, you started the year with Somerset Patriots in the Atlantic League. That's a league I'm really familiar with, covering it for 4 seasons, mainly in Bridgeport, but I know all those guys in Somerset. Um, you weren't there too long. Things didn't quite work out for you. Maybe can you speak on why maybe it didn't work out for you over there in Somerset? And that league, they keep developing guys. Already 55 guys in that league have been signed in season this year. So are you hoping to maybe find a way to get back in that league next year if you can?
Yeah. That was a great league, great experience for me personally during that time period. I was coming back from doing a lot of weighted ball exercises, and I think my mechanics were slightly a little different than what they had been. So I didn't throw to the best of my ability, and I was the man with the lowest experience in the bullpen, and they had an opportunity to sign a guy that was coming out of Japan.
Okay.
And so I think it was a no-brainer to make that flop for them. They asked me if I wanted to keep playing. They could trade me at any time. But I think mentally I was really focused on setting myself up for the future and trying to financially set my family and future family up. So I was really focused on doing business. That was, I think my mindset was almost away from baseball for a little while, and I think that might have led to a little bit of the struggles. But it was something that I really had a passion to pursue. And so I had stopped playing baseball for 5 months, and I was fully over it. I didn't officially retire, but I wanted to pursue another avenue in my career as I continued to throw weighted balls and kind of like work on understanding my mechanics a little better. So I bought a franchise for a company, opened up a business buying and selling houses. Did that for a while. And so I think that was kind of my mindset. I think I was kind of a little bit over it during that first year going to the Atlantic League, but that they treated me really well. I really respected how they ran their organization, the Patriots. I think they've probably been the best organization from front office down. I think they do a hell of a job. And everywhere we went, I thought we were treated really well. A lot better than what I would imagine that coming to independent ball, what I was expecting.
Sure, yeah, definitely, man. And I gotta give a little plug right now to Justin Jackson, because you were in one of his vlogs, I remember too, in Lancaster. So give a little shout out to Justin.
Yeah, he's a man. He's me and him have been boys for a while now. I just talked to him on the phone just a couple weeks ago. I started making GoPro videos, so I had to get some advice from the guy who knows all about it. Man, he's the legend. He's good.
Yeah, he's the man. He's the man for all that stuff. So, like you said, this season you're with the Quebec Capitals in the Can-Am League. I'm looking at your numbers right now, and really another successful season for you. You're at 12-5 with a 3.28 ERA. But this season you're starting, which something you've never done before in your career. Did you make that an emphasis to Quebec that you wanted to be a starter? And how are you doing maybe durability-wise, pitching 5+ innings in a game as opposed to the 1 inning in relief that you did previously in your career?
Sure. Well, after that time period of working, and I went to Australia last winter to play, and I was a starter there through 100 and some innings, and and did really well. I wanted to start because I think that my stuff plays at a big league level more so as a starter, and I always believed that. I didn't think I ever really had closer-ish stuff, but I was just consistent, and I think at the lower levels you want to have a guy that's closing that will help the prospects win ball games, and so you have a consistent guy back there to get outs. So I've always thought I was a starter, so I wanted to really pursue that, and kind of felt a little rejuvenated in my career after realizing that I don't want to work in life and I want to do anything other than that. So I like starting. I thought I did it in college, and I've always been a guy, even in college during sprints or any type of conditioning test, I could always just outrun everybody. It's just something I've been good at. I ran cross country too, so I think that tends to help. And I like pushing myself mentally, so I feel like I always get stronger. In college, I'd always throw hardest in the later innings, so it was always something that I wanted to do in my career. My first year in rookie ball, there was a guy, Les Williams. It was in between me and him to who would get the start for a doubleheader. and I was like, man, this is my time. I'm gonna get this is in rookie ball in Pulaski, thinking like I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna start after this, and then they picked the other guy.
Oh man!
So I was like, so it just took me like 5 years then after that to then get to to be a starter.
Sure.
Or 6 years, 7.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's a good story, man. All right, so
and then with the Capitals, they've been great. The year's been good. I think they are. It's definitely a good league, and I'm proud of myself for the way I've pitched this year. I've done a lot of really good games, and my stuff has been. I've been really pleased with the development of my stuff, and just my repertoire of pitches and the way I've been executing. I think I've been executing at a high percentage, so it's been. I've been happy with this year.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Those leagues are good. Those indie leagues, Can-Am, American Association, Atlantic League. Like people can't sleep on those leagues. There's some good talent there.
Absolutely agree. And a lot of guys in affiliated don't know about it.
Yeah.
I didn't give it the respect until I went to Puerto Rico and roomed with a guy that was an independent league player, David Harden.
Yeah, I know David. Yeah, Somerset Patriot guy too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a legend. He's a great dude. Anyways, yeah, so then he convinced me about all of how good independent league was, and I think a lot of guys in affiliated don't give it, I think, the credit that it deserves. There's a lot of talent.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully we try to advertise this as best as possible to get some fans to understand the independent leagues a little bit more. All right.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, definitely. Arik, just to wrap it up a little bit, I have some rapid type questions, some fun questions for you, just to finish it up. So we'll see what you got. So you played in Canada a lot. Can you give me an estimated percentage of how much you actually know the Canadian national anthem?
100% English, not in French.
Gotcha.
Only a couple words in French.
Okay, that's good. Good deal. Craziest autograph requests. Any that come to mind?
Can't say on air.
Okay. There you go. Perfect. Favorite ballparks, top 3. Any from minor leagues or just the Venezuelan winter leagues as well? Just maybe favorite ballparks that just come to mind.
A quick Altoona with a roller coaster in right field in AA. Harrisburg. Altoona Curve.
Altoona Curve. Gotcha. Good deal. Final one for you. Toughest hitter for you throughout your career? Maybe just a guy that has your number, so to speak.
Oh man, so many of them. Where do I start? How about one guy Stephen Bruno he went to UVA, and I don't even know where he is, but he wrecked me in rookie ball. Jed Jerko's another one. Grant Buckner's another one.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
There's a lot. I could name the list, but it was supposed to be rapid fire.
I gotcha. That's good. All right. Well, Arik, to finish it up, can you maybe just give some plugs to maybe your Instagram or Twitter, just so fans can follow you and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Instagram, it's A_RIK, Arik, which is my first name. On Twitter, it's A Psychologist. And on Facebook, find me, it's Arik Sikula.
Awesome. That's perfect. And you can follow this YouTube channel at TBAutos512, Facebook page TBAutos512 Interviews, and on Twitter at Ty Boronski10. That's TYBORONSKI 10. Arik, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it, and good luck in your game tonight as well.
Thank you. I pitch tomorrow, so tune in, canamleague.tv. I'll put on a show for the crowd.
I like that. There's a little plug right there. Check out the Capitals. All right, Arik, thanks so much, brother. Appreciate it.
Later.